Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum vs. Raw. This is from February 22nd, 2021. I will say this. I did not care for Elimination Chamber very much. A lot of people disagreed with me and really enjoyed it. I will say that this Raw is doing smart work in that the game is going to be take your eyes off the ball for about a month or two, right? So they got some different people in the mix, had some things that actually carried over from Elimination Chamber that made sense, and then of course did shit that was completely embarrassing and horrible. So this is Monday Night Raw in the modern era. We're at the Tropicana Field, St. Petersburg. We've got our usual commentary crew who my heart went out to them when they had to put over and try to sell that Randy Orton regurgitating blood thing. That was really fucking embarrassing. Definitely the low point of the show. But other things happened as well. So we got Miz, John Morrison, Miz bragging about how he won the title. He names all the people who no longer wrestle or that he beat, or that wasn't very clear. It's an okay promo, but not a great one. Lashley says Miz owes him a title shot, and Miz agrees. He never said when it would happen, so Lashley gives him an ultimatum. I think this is actually a good device. An ultimatum, you got an hour to let me know what's going to happen. So they keep the clock running. That looks really good. It lets us know that something is going to happen later in the show. Again, yes, it's using one half of the show to promote the other half of the show, but again, they don't have a lot of choice here because they started and stopped a bunch of stuff yesterday. We got the new U.S. champion Riddle against John Morrison, and then we put Riddle over clean. This was nice to see too. I thought this really worked. I thought the match was pretty good. Yeah, so we got the timer down to less than 30 minutes. And a coming soon vignette for Rhea Ripley. They can really use Rhea Ripley because they've managed to fuck up Asuka and Charlotte and all of that. They desperately, how did Raw go from having maybe the best core group of women in any wrestling company history to what we have now? It's remarkable. So we see Bad Bunny doing all of his stuff and how badass he is, though he didn't stop Miz, did he? We have R-Truth. This segment's really terrible. It is what it is. Let's move on. So Miz is talking to Pierce. Pierce says he's going to respect whatever Miz decides and reminds him he's running out of time. That's the long and short of it. Adam Pearce did a particularly good job today, I thought. New Day against Retribution, and we also take a look at Punky Brewster. What? The New Day manages to win off a couple of really sloppy-looking Trouble in Paradise kicks. Retribution team just seemed to have a hard time sort of being in the right place at the right time. That was my sort of general note on the match. At the end of the day, Mustafa Ali is yelling at them. MVP and Bobby Lashley are walking backstage, and we go to commercial. Ugh, boring, but it is what it is. So the long and short of it is they start going back and forth. Shane McMahon is there. Adam Pearce is there. The segment doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Braun Strowman comes down, so it makes even less sense. And then they basically decide that Lashley's going to wrestle Braun Strowman. And if Braun Strowman wins, then he'll be in a triple threat for the title. And if Bobby Lashley wins, then he gets Miz all by his lonesome. What? Okay. Raw tag team match, Hurt Business against Lucha House Party. It is what it's supposed to be. Champions are winning big tonight. And this is no exception as the Hurt Business wins. We see how Damian Priest helped Bad Bunny win the 24/7 title from R-Truth last week. Not really from R-Truth as much as Tozawa. Damian Priest against Angel Garza, a pretty decent match, and Damian Priest wins. Tonight we have a bunch of logic happening. It's weird. And Randy Orton's going to address Alexa Bliss. We show the Rhea Ripley's coming to Raw thing again. That's nice, actually. Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss. Randy Orton cuts a promo, spits up blood. The announcers look dumb. We see Lacey Evans announcing her pregnancy on last week's Raw. We have Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler against Charlotte Flair and Asuka. A pretty bad match, and the dismantling of Charlotte Flair and Asuka as main event type talent has officially taken place. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler win. Nia Jax with the leg drop, no less. Her hole to your head. And then we recap what happened with Shane McMahon, Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, and The Miz, and all that stuff. Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. Sheamus goes over here. Makes me sad for Hardy, but it is what it is. Sheamus is the one they need to advance here. Charlotte Flair's back there with Ric Flair in a very cringy segment. And then we re-show Randy Orton choking on the black liquid coming out of his mouth to remind you that even Charlotte Flair and Ric Flair aren't as cringy as the Randy Orton stuff. So thanks for that. Naomi and Lana against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Oh, we're in free fall here. Lana and Naomi go over. Yep. In semi-dominant fashion, too? Okay. AJ Styles and Ricochet. This match is what you think it would be. AJ Styles wins and then almost picks him up in a choke and drops Ricochet down, who does his level best to make AJ Styles look great and almost look great. So it is what it is. People are being sacrificed to hold up other people, and that's what wrestling is. It's weird because Raw tends to be 50-50-ville. It is what it is. And then we got the number one contenders match, Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, and the right thing happens here. What can I say? This has been my favorite Raw of the year so far. Bobby Lashley wins and then demolishes The Miz, who comes in to try to hit him. And so we have instantly made a match for next week that matters. What can I say? A decent Raw with two incredibly cringy moments and a couple of forgettable, unimportant matches, but overall, a very serviceable job post pay-per-view. This has been Stephen Platinum.